Greetings to all and sundry, Chancellors North Wales. Time for another Chancellor's View. A discussion about scale modelling, mostly. Shout-outs about other scale modelling related YouTube channels, projects, and all that sort of the wonderful world that so many of us follow here on YouTube. So to firstly begin with, thank you guys for your great feedbacks for my run of recent build videos. Getting that kind of feedback is always appreciated. I had a backlog I needed to do. I've been finding them a bit of ball ache to do, to be honest with you, those vids. They do take quite a lot of work. So your great responses are always very much appreciated, and I'm glad, glad to be inspiring people and all the rest of it. So thank you for that, guys. A bit about what's been going on. I've been working on the Italieri SU34 fullback. For the first time I've used Hataka paint because I wanted to get those particular paint tones. Right, the kit's not bad. I accept it was the Italieri did their research for it based upon the prototype. That does create some issues, and there's people saying, oh, the nose isn't right. At the end of the day, guys, I'm mostly an out-of-box builder. To me, it looks like an SU34. I'm happy with that. The Hataka paints that I got for that, I bought the typical that, left it on the floor. I bought this set. The shades are nice. I found the paint's an absolute pig to blast through the airbrush. I haven't got, and I'll admit this, the correct thinning agent. So I've been thinning them with the Tamiya X20A and Vallejo Model Air thinner, and it's been a fairly painful painting process. Today I even used some of the fine polishing sticks just to cut back some of the lumps and bumps that have formed, and it doesn't seem too bad. Once the paint's on, I think you get a nice finish on it. But I also get the feeling that this paint, if you get the Hataka paints, do get their thinners as well and flow improvers. It does seem very brand sensitive. That said, I like the colours, and I think the end result will have been worth the effort. But I've found, and I hear they've improved the formula, so you don't, if you're ordering these online, you're not quite sure which version of the paint you're going to get. So a few issues there. Nice kit, nice weapons mix. I've pulled some figures from a Revell, from a Zvezda Hind, because I wanted to put some crew in this one. Gave me more of a justification to have it loaded up. That's my perspective on my builds. So it's going to be a fully loaded SU34. I'm probably going to be buying some decals for it separately. I might order them on Monday from Hannon's, because I don't much like the decals that come in the kit. So yeah, that's where we are with this one. That's my current project, and there'll be a build vid coming for that as soon as it's done. The way it's going to go, it'll be already, apart from the decaling, they'll go on, and then I'll be in a position to compile a build vid for it. So a few shout outs now, mentions of particular channels. Now I've got really 3 guys who I think you should be checking out their channels. These are fellows who haven't got a massive number of subscribers. They're good modelers. They present their work really nicely. So I'm going to start off with a fellow called Bearded Axe Models. Now all of these shout outs are going to be listed down below, so you can click straight to their channels. That'll be included in the description, tucked away down there. Bearded Axe Models, a UK chap. He's done some very nice builds and some very good unboxings. His most recent unboxing was the new Airfix 148 scale Hawker Hunter. I really like the way he presents it, the way he discusses it. Just nice to check out his work and give the guy some support. The next chap goes by the name of Shuttle Factory. Now, what's interesting about this guy is he hand paints his models. He emphasizes this is like really getting to grips with your basic modeling skills, basic application techniques. Well worth watching. Very well worth watching. Again, somebody else with a very nice presentation style. I particularly like the job he made of a Bluetooth Pool Defiant, and he did a very nice vid about a build of the Airfix 1/32 scale Mini. His approach, his method, and just showing how he's getting the good paint finishes using brushes. It's nice to see that brought online. Not everybody has an airbrush or is in a position where they can airbrush, and it's good to see somebody who's really embraced and brings out the best in the traditional modeling methods, and I think well worth checking out. Again, somebody else I think with an excellent presentation style. The other chap is John Parker. He's been around for a while. I like that he tackles some of the older school models. He's not banging out the latest 1/48 scale Tamigawa, whatever it is. He got hold of the Airfix 1/72 scale Ferry Battle. He did a beautiful job on it. He discusses it well, and he's just got a good general knowledge about the modeling as a whole. If you're not subscribed to him, do check him out. Named by John Parker. Two builds that I think are very worth while checking out that have really stood out to me. Tom Grigat. This is if you're not subscribed to him, I'll be very surprised. He's the guy who almost does animations of the build process. I also particularly loved the build he did of the recent Do27 small aircraft. Also purchased it on the back of one of the real ones in the museum. Lovely presentation as always with his work. Just thoroughly enjoyed that video. The other chap, Steam Geezer, he's been around on the YouTube modeling community for a while. Again, he's somebody, I like it the way he presents things, the way he discusses it. He's got a very engaging method, and he did a cracking job on a Spitfire that had crashed into a stream. Okay, looks like one of those where the pilot was able to get out and walk away from it. But his Spitfire was in a fairly sorry state. But the way he built it, the way he presented it, the way he approached some of the techniques he applied, in particular doing replicating aircraft damage in what I thought was a particularly realistic manner, and the techniques he brings to his modelling, well worth watching. The Spitfire crash, I just think, is an excellent example of modelling skill and art. So those are the ones that have really stood out for me recently. I will hopefully see some of you at the Crew Model Show, and other factors depending also at the Cosford Model Show, Brexham Model Club. Won't have a table there, so I'll just be wandering around in general. But we will have a table at the Crew Model Show towards the end of this month now. I think might even be next weekend. So guys, if you're going to be trundling along to that, it'll be great to see you there. So that's the South Cheshire Model Show. I'll be there with some of my work. So what's the next project? Well, I haven't done anything yet for the Facebook MiG group build, so this bird is going to be my next one, the two-seater MiG-25 Condor models. I know it's a basic kit. I know it's going to take a bit of work. I know it's going to take a bit of work to make a decent job of it, but rather looking forward to doing that. After that, now I seem to have had a bit of, okay, maybe you can't really call the Mil4 zoomy, but I think sometimes we get a little bit bogged down with all the heavy military subjects and that kind of thing, and there's been a few of the more obscure things I've been hoping to build. So, and it's going to be a toss-up. After that, I want to build something a bit more down to earth, less exotic, and not necessarily so muscly and militaristic and all the rest of it. So I've got a nice Czech or Polish agricultural aircraft. One that I must admit I'm itching to build, even though I haven't had it in my stash this long, is the Brit25. It's a model kit, but what I like about it is that it comes with quite a nice range of marking options. And it's that kind of subject that has a huge appeal to me. I like the variety. It's about what you've got here, looking at it. Marking options for 6 different helicopters. I'm very tempted to do the one in Hungarian marking because I realise I've got absolutely no Hungarian marked aircraft in my collection. And this is one, I haven't had the kit that long, and I do sometimes feel a bit bad about building kits that haven't been in the stash for so long. But I'm very tempted by this. Got it from the Chester Model Centre last year. And also another Camov KA-15M, this Medivac version of the some of Camov's earlier work. Another one, huge appeal to it. Subject matter that I really like, also in the less heavy militaristic theme. And being another A model kit and a small aircraft, it's more of a comfort build, even though I know it's going to be a bit of a filler queen and all the rest of it, but you can really, it doesn't feel as heavy as some of these. I mean, for me, the Su-26 I class as a larger project. This is a heavy metal bird is one way of calling it, and I do have a fondness for the slightly more obscure, less mainstream subjects, and I suppose it's one of the reasons why I do like A model, because they produce kits of aircraft that a lot of people haven't heard of or tend to be ignored, and that kind of thing. So after the MiG-25, I'll be diving into a series of builds on less exotic aircrafts, shall we say. So really, that's what's been going on. Outside the modelling world, a few other issues and challenges that I don't really feel are appropriate. I keep this channel about the modelling side. So guys, I will say I will wish you all happy modelling. I will wish you all God bless and peace be upon you. And just guys, take care, have fun with your kits, and look forward to seeing your builds on your channels, on the Facebook groups, sharing your work and discussing what's going on. Take care, guys.